An extremely powerful multi-class build for Baldur's Gate 3 is the Hitman build, which is where you go to level 3 as a rogue, get the Assassination Specialization, which gives you advantage on attack rolls against any enemy that hasn't had their turn yet, and any surprise foe will get a crit hit. Then you'll go 5 levels into Ranger. Here, you will get an extra attack and unlock the Gloomstalker subclass, then put 2 levels into Fighter. Get that action surge, and then your remaining 2 levels back into Rogue to make your attacks even nastier. As you're leveling up with the content available in Baldur's Gate 3, you will already be a monster as you're entering Act 2. If you're taking part in the majority of the content in Act 1, and by mid-Act 2, you'll be completely unstoppable. The rest of Baldur's Gate 3 will be leaned in your favor as you dominate anything you come across with this Hitman build. You have the ability with this build in Baldur's Gate 3 to do 7 attacks on your first freaking turn if you use the action surge, and scoring at least most of those as critical hits. I mean, it's just absolutely devastating of a build. I recommend making your race for this build in Baldur's Gate 3 the Lightfoot Halfling. There's lots of options. I like the Lightfoot Halfling because they get proficiency with stealth checks, and also Halflings get lucky, which adds to this build in ways I don't think any other race does. So once you hit level 3 with your rogue, pick the subclass Assassin. This gets you Assassinate Initiative, which means you are deadliest against unprepared enemies. In combat, you have advantage on attack rolls against creatures that haven't taken a turn yet. You also get Assassinate Ambush, which is any successful attack roll against a surprise creature is a critical hit. Ouch, that's gonna hurt. And Assassin's Alacrity. Quick as an alley cat in a rain-dark city, you immediately restore your action and bonus action at the start of combat. Now when making this build, here are the feats you will want to consider. Savage Attacker. Rolls damage twice and you take the highest result. Lucky. You can have enemies reroll their attack rolls or gain advantage on attack rolls, ability checks, or saving throws. I advise you go with the Halfling race, in which case you really don't need this one. Also, Crossbow Expert is another option. Using the crossbow in melee range, the rolls do not have disadvantage, and your piercing shot also inflicts gaping wounds for twice as long. And then there's also Mage Slayer. When an enemy casts a spell in your range, you have advantage on any saving throw against it and get to use a reaction to make an attack against the caster. Or use the feats to increase stats, such as raising your dexterity. Look for light-handed or finesse weapons in dual wield. However, if you're doing a more ranged build, then definitely go with the Crossbow Expert feat or Sharpshooter, depending on your proficiencies. Now, once you've got your first 3 levels in Rogue, you're going to start into Ranger. I recommend taking Ranger all the way to level 5, and as you're leveling up, definitely make sure you pick up Hunter's Mark and Hell of Thorns as your spells, and make sure you grab up 2 weapon fighting as your fighting style. This means your offhand weapon attack will add your ability modifier to the damage of that attack, which is extremely nice. I like to take my Ranger all the way up to level 5, and then get your fighter up to 2, and then back to Rogue to finish it off, getting your rogue up to 5 as well. But the order in which you do this is completely up to you, but to get the most out of this build, you will want to end up with rogue level 5, ranger level 5, fighter level 2 by the end. This same build can be used without the fighter. I think it's worth doing the fighter because you're going to get second wind at level 1 fighter, and you're also going to get action surge at level 2. But there are many who prefer to forget about the fighter and go deeper into rogue. So instead of 5 rogue, 5 ranger, 2 fighter, you might want to go 7 rogue, 5 ranger, going deeper in rogue for some nastier attacks. I personally think going into the fighter is well worth it. I've heard a lot of people talking about this build, so I spent some time checking it out, and it's definitely powerful and worth considering, and it works awesome with other races as well, such as the Deep Gnome. But it's time for you to tell me what you think. Have you played this multi-class before? Is it something you're going to try out? What are some of the other excellent multi-class builds you think I should try? I hope you enjoyed this build guide for Rogue Ranger Fighter with the Hitman build. Please like and subscribe for more Baldur's Gate 3 content. Make sure you check out my live streams. I'm live streaming Baldur's Gate 3 literally every day. I could use your support. And until next time, my friends, God bless and happy gaming.
I want to give a very special thank you to the members of Napalm for your contributions month over month in keeping me full time. You help me pay the bills so I can keep streaming and pumping out content, and I truly appreciate all of you. thank you so much. And I think you might be interested in becoming a member of the channel. Please click the join button down below the video for more information and join our family. And I want to give an extremely big shout out to the Lords of Napalm. Bounty Code, Jared Woodhouse, Daimlos, Sparrow, Christopher Hensel, Random Rod, Zelic Lid, Rodney Mom, Vander, Galerain Moonsong, What's the Takeaway, Trips, Bad Wolf Gaming, Richard Glass, Chrono Guru, Kobold, and William Long. Thank you for your highest tier membership.